Let me paint a picture. You wake up, scroll your phone, no new inquiries. You scroll through Instagram and see another coach celebrating a record month. And it gets you thinking, what am I doing so wrong? You do what everyone says, you post another reel, spend an hour engaging on other people's content, and send DMs to strangers hoping someone bites. And maybe someone does, but as soon as they do, someone else leaves and you're back to square one. One in, one out. It's a revolving door. You're working harder than ever and your bank account just doesn't reflect it. Your income doesn't match your experience, and the worst part, you're exhausted, maybe even questioning to go and get a normal job. Unfortunately, this is the content treadmill trap. You're running fast, but you're not going anywhere. And here's the thing no one wants to admit. Most coaches aren't struggling because they're bad coaches. They're struggling because they're following advice to build an audience, not a business. Just post more, send 100 DMs a day, be consistent, and the algorithm will reward you, right? This advice isn't wrong, it's just incomplete. I've spent the last 7 years helping businesses grow online. Not as a coach telling you to believe in yourself and, hustle harder, but as a growth marketer, someone who builds systems designed to generate revenue. I've helped my clients generate over £2 million across dozens of industries. And here's what I've learned. The coaches who are winning aren't actually working harder. They're working differently. So let's talk a little bit about what differently looks like. Before we get into the how, let's get honest about the what. The age-old question, what do you actually want? Because I don't think you got into coaching to spend 4 hours a day making content. I don't think you ever dreamt of cold DMing strangers who leave you on red. What you actually want is freedom. You want to wake up, train clients you enjoy working with, and get that satisfaction at the end that you made a positive impact on someone's life. You want predictable income that doesn't depend on whether your last reel went viral. You want to be a business owner, not just a coach trapped inside your own business. So you want stable leads and stable income. A professional, long-term business that doesn't require you to be on every single day. And maybe you want to scale worldwide, global clients, add coaches to your team, build something that outlasts your ability to make content. The good news is it's completely achievable, just not with the approach you're taking. And here's the gap with almost every coach I speak to. They know what they want, but just not how to get there. And that's not your fault. The fitness industry's drowning in advice from people who've built audiences, not necessarily businesses. They're not quite the same thing. So what's the problem? It's not your coaching, it's not your offer, and it's not the algorithm. The problem is you're positioning yourself as a commodity without realizing it. When you post the same content as every other coach, the same hook, the same advice, and compete for the same attention, what realistically makes you so different? Honestly, nothing. You're a commodity, and commodities compete on price. That's why coaches race to the bottom, dropping rates, offering discounts, and overall just giving a desperate feel. But here's what changes everything. Systems create differentiation. When you have a system that captures, nurtures, and converts strangers into clients, you're not competing on content anymore. You're competing on experience, professionalism, and trust. Right now, your entire audience lives on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Here's the problem. You don't own that audience. The platform does. If the algorithm changes, if your account gets restricted, if the platform shifts direction, your audience vanishes overnight with it. We've seen it happen before. Everything you've built, gone. This is the biggest vulnerability in coaching businesses today. And no one talks about it because it requires thinking about the bigger picture beyond social media. The simple solution is to move the audience from rented land onto owned land. Owned land meaning your email list, your CRM, whatever you want to call it. Something that you can control, is centralized, and no algorithm can touch. Most coaches probably think email list, that's not for me, it's for e-commerce stores, for massive companies. Wrong. Email remains one of the strongest converting assets within marketing. It's the difference between hoping someone actually sees your content and being able to reach them whenever you want to. So let me break down the 4-step system that you need to get online coaching clients. Okay, so at a high level, we're going to want to implement 4 things. Step 1 is create a lead magnet. Step 2 is to create a lead magnet funnel. Step 3 is we want to create an automated email sequence that builds trust. And step 4 is we want to create one high converting landing page. Okay, so step 1, create a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something that you give away for free in return for someone's email. For fitness coaches, this could be a 30-day nutrition plan, 30-day workout plan, whatever delivers real value. The key is being specific. Free fitness tips, it's weak. Whereas the 14-day mobility routine for desk workers with chronic lower back pain is strong, it's specific, magnetic almost. It speaks directly to a pain point that they have. The more specific your lead magnet, the better, because you're going to attract more qualified leads. You don't want to appeal to everyone. You want to appeal to your target customers, the right people, the ones who will actually pay for your coaching. When someone downloads your lead magnet, they're quite literally raising their hand and showing interest in what you have to offer. And that's definitely more valuable than a follower who might not even engage with you. This is where most coaches stop. They create a lead magnet and, think, that's it, it's done. It's not. The lead magnet is literally just the entry point. A lead magnet without a funnel is just a PDF collecting dust. The funnel is the system that captures the contact details in return for your value. This isn't complicated at all. It's a single page with one job. Get the email. No distractions, no links anywhere else. No, check out all of my other stuff. One page, one action. This is super important. The landing page needs to do 3 things. Communicate what they're getting, why it's valuable, and what to do next. That's simple, focused, and effective. Once they submit their details, they'll get the lead magnet automatically delivered. And now they're in your system. But capturing the lead is only half the battle. What happens next is what separates the amateurs from the pros. This is where most coaches completely drop the ball. They capture the lead with a lead magnet and then nothing. Maybe send one email pitching their services, no response. So they assume that email doesn't work, it's a scam, and they go back to posting reels. Here's the truth, people rarely buy immediately. On average, it can take between 7 and 9 touch points for people to buy. They need to trust you first. They need to feel like they know you. That's exactly what an automated nurture sequence can do for you. It's a series of automated emails that goes out days or weeks after someone has downloaded your lead magnet. These emails deliver value, they tell your story, address objections, positions you as the obvious choice for when they're ready to invest. You're building a deeper relationship at scale. Think about what a potential client would want to know before they work with you. Your philosophy, your approach, your why. Why do you do what you do? The transformation you've helped people achieve. The common mistakes you see people make. All of that goes into the nurture sequence. And here's what makes it so powerful. It's automated. You write it once and it works forever. While you're coaching clients, while you're sleeping, while you're living your life. These emails are building trust with potential clients. Every lead magnet downloaded triggers this sequence. Every lead gets nurtured and no one falls through the cracks. By the end of the sequence, they no longer feel like a stranger. They already know you, and that changes everything about what comes next. This is where leads become clients. At the end of your nurture sequence, you want to direct people to booking a call with you. Consultation, a workout, fitness plan, roadmap, however you want to dress it up. But here's the difference. By the time they actually book onto this call, they've already consumed your content, they know who you are, they've got value from your lead magnet. You're no longer inviting someone onto a call. they're booking themselves in for it. Sometimes they're even ready to buy before you even speak. And this completely transforms the sales conversation. It allows you to take a much more laid back approach. You're not convincing strangers to trust you, you're just seeing if they're a good fit to work with you. And the good news is your closing rate goes through the roof. Okay, so here's where most people stop. They build the system and wait for organic traffic to fill their calendar. Or even worse, they don't build the system and run ads to their Instagram profile. And yes, of course, organic works. Your content becomes infinitely more valuable when each post solves a problem with a lead magnet attached to it. You can create as many lead magnets as you want. As long as they solve problems, people will still download them. But if you want to scale faster, here's another lever to add leverage: paid advertising. I know, you've probably heard the horror stories about coaches running ads and burning money and ads don't work. And it's true, most people run ads badly. But here's the thing, ads aren't magic. They're amplification. If your system works organically and if people download your lead magnet and turn into clients, then there's no reason as to why ads can't amplify that. Coaches who fail with ads are the ones who try to skip to the run ads part without a proper system in place. It's like pouring water into a bucket with holes in. But when the system's solid, they're amazing. You put in X and get out Y, and suddenly your business has a real growth engine. For one client, we managed to get a 1 to 39 return on ad spend. So for every £1 we spent on ads, we generated £39 back in revenue. Okay, let's fast forward. So you've built the system, the lead magnets attracting clients, the funnels capturing their details, the emails nurturing automatically, and calls are being booked into your calendar. What actually changes in your life? First, your income stabilizes. No more yo-yo months where you've got a load of clients coming in one week and then crickets the next. You don't have to check your phone consistently, looking through Instagram for inquiries. You can just look at the amount of calls you've got booked into your calendar. The leads come in consistently, whether you're online or not. The second is you get to be what you wanted to be when you started this, a business owner, not an operator. You're not spending hours servicing clients, thinking of new content ideas, then editing them, then worrying about your own training. You have breathing room, time to think strategically, how to move the needle forward. When you're not worrying about where the next client's coming from, the pressure lifts and you get that back. You know that everything doesn't solely rely on the next reel you post. You're posting things that you want to share about, things that attract more like-minded people. This is what you actually wanted when you started coaching. Stable income, freedom over your time, space to grow, energy to train. The system doesn't just get you clients, it gets you your life back. Now, let me handle what's going through your head. I'm not tech savvy. You don't need to be. This isn't coding, this isn't wizardry, it's structure. If you can follow a recipe, you can build a funnel. There's a ton of templates out there that you can use. Or maybe I've tried lead magnets before and they didn't work. Then it was probably too generic or there was no system behind it. A lead magnet without nurture emails or a conversion path is just a file that sits there. Or maybe I don't have time to set this up. Well, the reality is you don't have time not to. Truthfully, how long have you been doing the same thing and getting the same results? You build it once and benefit forever. And the big one, won't it feel salesy? The truth is, only if you make it salesy. If you focus on giving as much value as possible, when someone books a call, they actually want to be there. There's nothing pushy about it. Okay, so here's where you're at. You can keep doing what you're doing, posting, DMing, hoping the algorithm finally blesses you. Or you can build something real, a system that works while you don't, that turns strangers into clients without begging for attention. That gives you the stable income and freedom that you got into coaching for. The coaches who make it long term aren't the ones with the biggest followings, they're the ones with the best systems. 4 steps: lead magnet, funnel, nurture emails, call booking. That's the game. Now, if you want help putting this together or someone to take a look at your business and find out where the gaps are, click the link below. I'm offering a free video audit where I'll break down exactly what's going wrong, what to improve, and how to do it. No pressure, no pitch, just 100% clarity, because you didn't become a coach to stay stuck. You became a coach to help people transform. It's time your business reflected that. See you in the next one.